We're going to preview the Week 1 matchup between the Bengals and the Browns, but first, we need your help to make sure the Bengals win. We have a ton of data here at Chat Sports that shows the more likes we get on our preview videos, the more likely that team ends up winning. So make sure we take down the Browns in our like battle this week. Like the video right now if you want the Bengals to take down Cleveland and Massage Boy Deshaun Watson. Don't be the one who jinxes it. Everyone like the video right now. The Bengals hit the road to take on the Cleveland Browns in the Battle of Ohio, which, as we'll get into, hasn't actually gone the Bengals' way as of late. But Cincinnati is a 2.5-point favorite in this one. The over-under, by the way, set at 48. The Bengals last year were a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense based on the scoring averages over the course of the season. The Browns were 18th in scoring offense and 20th in scoring defense. They actually were not that good as they face a pressure-packed season to make it to the playoffs, or else that coaching staff might get fired. And the Bengals harbor legitimate for the very real, maybe the best they've ever been, Super Bowl aspirations. Well, maybe not the back-to-back years, or the earlier runs against the Niners, but legitimate Super Bowl aspirations there among the favorites this season. It all starts with a win over a Browns team that in recent history has kind of owned the Bengals. In the last 10 matchups, the Bengals are just 2-8, which is kind of a shockingly low figure. Although, to be fair, as bad as it's been with the Bengals having the last win, then losses in 2022, 2021, they were swept in 2020, split in 2019, swept in 2018, by the way. The Bengals were on a 7-game win streak as the Browns had gotten a little bit better, and there have been some close losses mixed in there as well for Cincinnati. I mean, you've got touchdown losses or fewer in several of those games, and the Bengals are favored after all for a reason. Now, Matthew Peterson hosts our Browns report here at Chat Sports, so let's make sure he feels the hate this week. Everyone spam FPD in the comment section. Whoever spams it the most will get a shout-out on our live watch party. So spam those FPDs in the comment section right now, especially if the ad comes here on YouTube. Take advantage. Head down there and go type it as many times as you possibly can, individual comments, in order to get it counted. Let's look at the Bengals injury report. This is based on Wednesday. We'll have a new one on Thursday, although barring a new injury, I wouldn't expect things to change. Maybe Joseph Ossai, maybe. We'll go more in depth on him here in a little bit, but he is on, he did not participate Wednesday with the ankle injury. Again, we'll come back to him in a minute. Tyler Boyd has a toe injury, but he was a full participant Wednesday. When you are a full participant on Wednesday, unless you suffer a setback, you will play on Sunday. Joe Burrow falls in that category, by the way, folks. The Bengals haven't said he's going to play. They haven't also paid him yet, which needs to happen soon. I would love a, breaking, Burrow signs deal Friday, Saturday before they board, whatever. But he's going to play, barring a setback. Don't let, some out there in national media fool you otherwise. D'Ante Smith was full with a shoulder as well, so he'll be available as one of your backup tackle options if, knock on wood, something bad happens to Jonah Williams or Orlando Brown. Back to Ossai here. The Bengals are calling him day-to-day with that preseason ankle injury. I lean towards him not playing in this match, although if he can get a limited rep in, Thursday, that does bode well for his chances. That means it'll be Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, Myles Murphy, and Cam Sample out there for the Cincinnati Bengals in the event Ossai cannot go. Keys to victory coming up, but first, who do you have winning the Battle of Ohio? CIN for the Bengals, CLE for the Browns. Can't do type B because that's both teams. So go vote for me in the comments section. Key to victory number 1. How about you let Joe Burrow cook? One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I would argue top 3, and he's not number 3, Burrow, who I am waiting to get paid, still is the franchise and has already become the franchise savior for Cincinnati, even without that Super Bowl title yet. Burrow is, I believe, the second best quarterback in the AFC. He'd be the best in the NFC if he played over there, but, Patrick Mahomes exists, so it kind of causes some issues from that perspective. Let Joe Burrow do great things. Didn't play in the preseason. He doesn't need it. Let him and Chase and Higgins continue to ball out. Now, if you want to bet on this game, do with our sportsbook partner, BetUS, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125 gets you a 125% deposit bonus. You can put some money on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl or just to win the game against the Browns. You can go play it safe with the money line. They're only a 2.5-point favorite. It is a road matchup after all for Cincinnati. The Browns have won it in recent memory. I don't think that will continue. I got the Bengals winning. We'll get to my score prediction later on, but go bet on the game. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. Key to victory number 2. You got to keep Joe Burrow upright. The Browns have Myles Garrett. They've invested a bit more in recent, year-ish, if that's the right way to go about it. In their pass rush, Jadarius Smith, I think, is an upgrade over what they had in Jadeveon Clowney. They added Shelby Harris. They'll be able to get some pressure if your tackles don't play well. Orlando Brown, Jonah Williams. Jonah played some. To be fair, the starting offensive line didn't really play together in the preseason. Because the quarterback wasn't out there either, so there wasn't much benefit from that perspective. The Bengals' offensive line is good. And compared to some previous years, it's unbelievably good. But it is going to be a tough matchup because we know how great Myles Garrett is. Now, we will be live for the Bengals-Browns matchup in Week 1. We're not going to be live for every Bengals game this year, but we are live for the first one. And if it goes great, get to be live for even more of them. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit that sub button. We'll be live. Have a post-game reaction for you guys as well. Key to victory number 3. Let's pressure massage boy Deshaun Watson. I will continue to slander him because you don't just accidentally have 26 different accusations and lawsuits against you. Watson, by the way, last year was bad. If I'd pulled off the name and just said this was the guy's stats for 6 games, you would have went, did the Browns get a new quarterback? Was that the backup playing? He sucked. I'm not going to apologize for it. He sucked last year. He was not good. So let's make sure that continues. The Browns offense struggles, Deshaun Watson does not play well, and it continues to be a disastrous trade for the Cleveland Browns. I don't like Deshaun. Personal level as well. Predict the score for me of the Bengals against the Browns. I'll get to mine at the end of today's video, but sound off for me in the comments section. Key to the game number 4 is limit Nick Chubb. I am a big fan of what Lou Anarumo has done as the Bengals defensive coordinator. And as much as I slandered Deshaun Watson, you will not catch me slandering Nick Chubb. That dude, I think, is the best running back in the NFL. He had 300 carries last year and averaged 5 yards a carry. That is unbelievable production. Normally, when you get to guys that with 300, it's like, okay, the numbers dip. You're not as efficient. You average 4.5, like you're probably going to be an all-pro caliber player. Well, he averaged 5 last year. There is no Kareem Hunt taking away touches. Nick Chubb will continue to be a key part of the Browns offense, which means your front 5, or 7, I should say, or 6, depending on what front you're in, has to do a good job of Nick Chubb. Needs to be a lot of tackles for 2, 3, 4 yards by Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, and even some of your safeties as well. Key to victory number 5, don't be sloppy. The Bengals didn't get to play Joe Burrow in the preseason again with another unfortunate injury or issue, I should say, given that I don't think the appendicitis last year was really necessarily an injury in the same context there. Don't make mistakes. Don't commit stupid penalties, flags, whatever. Allow yourself to put yourself in the best position. Let the Browns make mistakes. Avoid the turnovers. Avoid the penalties. Don't be the reason why you lost. If they beat you, okay, that happens in football. When you beat yourself, that's not a very good outcome, and it's very frustrating as fans as well. Score prediction before we go. I do have the Bengals winning, and I have them covering 26-23. There is a hidden meaning behind that score prediction, specifically as it relates to the Browns, and Watson is your super hint there. If you can figure it out, let me know in the comments. But I got the Bengals winning to open up week 1.